Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is a little bit after 1 p.m. Sorry to be late again today, but it's been a crazy morning. I'll explain to you guys in a minute. Just hopped out of the shower. But we are here, and it is time for another live stream, 1:03 p.m., July 27th, 2021. And it is a Tuesday, and it's going to be a Trivia Tuesday. And because the Olympics are going on, it's going to be an Olympic trivia. I don't know if I could say that or not. It's going to be Olympics-inspired Trivia Tuesday. The subject is going to be Olympics. Well, I put Olympic sport or not, but I think to be more accurate for the game of trivia today, it's going to be Olympic event or not. And so I'll have questions it'll be multiple choice, and it'll either be which of these three is an Olympic event or which of these three things is not an Olympic event. We talked a little bit about some of the crazier ones yesterday. So I thought I would make that the subject of trivia today. But you guys have to bear with me. I was putting these questions together at the last minute, so they're still not into the correct format yet to put them on the screen. So there'll be a little bit of cutting and pasting as we go along here, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. So let's first, before we get into it, say hi to everyone listening on the podcast, on the audio-only version. This should be something that you guys can play along as you're going for your run today. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Hopefully it'll make the run go by really quickly, especially if it's hot. I hope this helps pass the time for you guys. And for you guys watching this on YouTube, but after the fact, welcome to you guys as well. Hopefully you guys have fun playing too. Let's see who we got in the chat today. CV76 already get into it, says Olympic sport, synchronized glute activation, yes or no? I mean, I feel like this is a game we could probably play next week too, because there's so many fun things that we can kind of delve into once you get into the real minutia of some of these Olympic events. Not just these sports, but Olympic events. There's a lot of events that I just had no idea. I've only scratched the surface. So, all right, let's scroll up to the top, and I'll quickly go through some of the people that were here early. But I want to get to the game for today. Andrew Bostic is here, says hi everybody. Mo Dan says hi, and Philip Bourne says, yo, what's going on? Long time no see. Just stepped out of the shower after a very wet, felt like a fish, 13K post-work run, and thought maybe I should join the live stream today. Well, it's good to see you again, Philip. Good to see you and the dog. Hope the dog Laura's doing well. And Martha says, I just received the Hoka Mach 4s in a brilliant new coral / sunflower yellow combo. They apparently fixed the absurdly long laces in the more recent manufacturing, and one of her 2 to 3 marathon candidates. Awesome. I'm glad you really like that one. I'm a big fan of the Mach 4, so glad to see that you're enjoying it. All right. Let's scroll down. Oh, we got Innes here, says, hi, Coopies and everybody. No cycling tonight. There's thunder and lightning and heavy rain, so I'm building an IKEA bathroom unit instead. That seems like a really bad trade. You were going to go for a ride, but now you have to make an IKEA bathroom. That's tough. I mean, maybe people like making those. I used to like those, and then at one point we bought everything in our house IKEA and all at once, and so I just spent days assembling IKEA furniture. Oh, that was tough. Stuff. I do like IKEA stuff, but just the assembly can get a little bit tedious. But today, the reason why I'm running late is because I did my normal swim this morning, and then I didn't do a run right after the swim or or a bike, but instead I had to wait a little bit to take the car down to the shop to Uncle David in Guttenberg, because he's going to put a hitch on the car, so I could a tow thing on the back of it, so that way I could put a bike rack on the back of the car, so that way we can transport bikes around. And he couldn't get me until 9 o'clock today. So while I was there in Guttenberg, I went for a run, and I forgot how long one of the route that I planned on taking today, I forgot how long it was. I thought it was going to be 10, maybe 12 miles. It ended up being 16 miles today. So that was a lot longer of a day than I was expecting. And then I got there a little bit late. And so that just set me back. So I rushed back here, hopped in the shower, and then started researching the questions for today. So that's why I'm a little bit late, guys. All right, Kyle says he's hit stage 6 of run progressions. Today is 6 weeks of surgery, and PPT has cleared him to run. That is great news, Kyle. So glad to hear it. And J-Pod also just finished his Tuesday workout. And it's live stream time. All right, cool. Hopefully you find it nice and relaxing. All right. I'm going to, if you guys have some questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you already did one already, I apologize. Hopefully, if you don't mind repeating it, that will make sure that I can get to it. But I want to start getting to some of the trivia questions for today. And here I'm doing some of the cutting and pasting, but here we go. question number 1. One of the things that I watched yesterday was Olympic events that involved guns, which I still think is really weird. I mean, I guess I understand like the cultural legacy of it, but it's just still really weird to have like gun shooting as an Olympic sport. But it is, even in the Summer Olympics, which I didn't realize until yesterday. So here's the first questions. Which of these is not, and like, unfortunately, the formatting isn't working very well. So which of these is not an Olympic event? Skeet shooting, trap shooting, or sporting clays shooting? So let me see if I could fix the, is there a way to, no, I don't think there's a way for me to fix the formatting on these to make it a little bit better, but I'll do like A, B, and C. Which of these, and yeah, I guess you guys can Google it, but that will ruin the fun for you guys. So here we go. Skeet shooting, trap shooting, and sporting clay shooting. Which of those is not an Olympic event? Rain Runner says, none of these terms make any sense to me, really. They don't make sense to me either. I don't really know. I've spent a lot of time looking at the difference. These are all real things, but only one of them is not an Olympic event. And so I looked up like what's the difference between them, and it took me a long time, and I'm still not sure what the difference is between some of them. Let's see. Who's got the first? Some of the first answers here. Raynor says trap shooting. Sean Marshall says Daniel M says sporting clays. Martha says skeet. So we got all of them. Fran says the clays. Regan Dugan says sporting clays. Sean Marshall says trap shooting. Is there anyone that's here that's a shooter that like knows this for sure, or is these all lucky guesses for everybody? Runner Dre says skeet. DJ Madib says trap. Andrew Herman says sporting clays. The Matthew Cunningham has a question. Did you ever do triathlons or Ironmans? I haven't signed up for my first triathlon at the end of August, so I'm training for one now. It is Olympic, or I guess it's called international distance. I guess they call them Olympic distance now, but before they became an Olympic event, I think it was called international distance. But guys, today I finally saw the clip of that media boat that was in the way when they started the race. Oh, that looked dangerous. That looked really dangerous. Those boats were all moving really fast backward. I mean, I guess it's backwards not as dangerous for boat driving as it is for cars, but it was just really weird. Jet skis were moving, kayaks were engaged to try and get all the swimmers to stop, or the triathletes to stop. Man, that was crazy. All right, but the answer is sporting clays is not an Olympic event. Skeet shooting is, and trap shooting is. Those are Olympic events. I'm still not sure what the difference is between those two. I've been trying to figure it out. I think you shoot the same things. I think it's about how they're launched that's different, which seems weird to me. I don't know why they can't just combine it into one event, but I don't know. I'm not trying to take events away from people, but that I don't understand. Sporting clays, I understand, is more like you go to different stations and then you shoot stuff from the different stations. It's been compared to the golf of shooting. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with any of these sporting events. Ray Solar says, I got it right. Do I get free shoes? No, you don't. You get to say that you got a question right. That's about it. No points, no awards. Crowell Kind says, what kind of bike are you getting for your first triathlon? Hopefully it will be hopefully I will get a different bike and not have to use the Walmart bike. I'm still trying to figure out a way to procure it. But it'll be a road bike if I can pick a bike. But we'll see if I can get one. I haven't been in a bike store in a while, and so like we're going back to Chicago in a little bit here. I'm not sure if that's going to be for the rest of the summer or not, but we're heading back tomorrow, and I'll kind of stop by the bike shop and see what we can do there. All right. Andrew Hurley says, I've shot twice, but do not know the answer. Just guess. Yeah. Daniel M says, I grew up on a farm in the South, so I think I'm weird to know this. Funny. Okay, we got some answers here. David Callan says between skeet and clay, skeet and trap, it's the size of the target and the speed, he thinks. Sounds reasonable to me. And Sean says, I can shoot baskets in the driveway. # suburbia. Terry for long says, golf and shooting combined, the challenge is not falling asleep. I don't know if there's gunshots going off. I think I'm going to stay awake, maybe. Has anyone ever seen the movie The Distinguished Gentleman? I feel like that was a really great movie, ahead of its time, really. But Eddie Murphy's in it. And there's a scene where he goes duck hunting, and all the senators that take him duck hunting, everyone's in camo and then in orange gear, which I don't think that do you wear that when you go duck hunting? Anyway, but they're out there and they're all shooting with like machine guns, and Eddie Murphy's just like, what the heck is going on here? This is a pretty funny scene. I don't know if you guys have seen it. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to question number 2. Daniel M says, you wear orange when hunting birds? Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was only for deer, but I suppose like the hunter's orange is for visibility, I guess. All right. All right. What's going on, Benny? Benny's been told he has to test and trace to isolate for 5. Oh, it's a bummer. That's a bummer, Benny. Hopefully it's just a quick 5 days and that's the worst of it. All right. Let's get to question number 2 for today. All right. So last time we did, and I got to do some, because, I wish you would remember the line breaks, because then it's easier to set up these questions. But let me do some A, B, and C for you. All right. Last time we did which of these is not an Olympic event. This time we're going to say which of these is an Olympic event. One of these is an Olympic event. Tell me which one. We've got, the choices are A, cornhole, otherwise known as bags. You know that game where you throw the bags and it lands on the board with a hole in it. B, trampoline. And C, stand-up paddleboard. Which one of these is an Olympic event? Let me double check some of my facts here real quick. And yeah, all right. Let's see some answers. Which of these is an Olympic event? Man, you guys seem to, how did you guys know it already? Daniel says paddleboard is an Olympic event. Andrew Hurley says trampoline is the Olympic event. Which one was C? Let me go back to the question. Stand-up paddleboard was C. That's what Regan Dugan says. Adam also coming with the trampoline. Thomas Will says tramps. Martha says stand-up paddleboard. No one going for cornhole. That was the easy wrong answer. But it's a lot of you guys are getting it right. Runner Dre says A, cornhole. Nice. Can you imagine if that was an Olympic event? I mean, I feel like I don't know how much of esteem Canadians hold curling, but again, not to intentionally disrespect the events, but like if curling can be an Olympic event, cornhole should definitely be an Olympic event too. But yeah, the correct answer is trampoline. Trampoline is an Olympic event. I don't understand how it's an Olympic event, but it's an Olympic event. Kyle says cornhole should be Olympic. There are professional leagues. Are there professional leagues? Interesting. Rain Runner wants to know, has anyone caught any of the dressage? Oh man, I might have to. I like the one where they jump over the barriers, and then sometimes the horse is like, I'm not doing that. I kind of appreciate the like the independence of the horse when the horse does that. I kind of like that. Yeah, Daniel M says it's like gymnastics. Of course, it's in the Olympics. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how trampoline could be it, because like trampoline is like the thing that you with the Olympians, like the Olympic gymnastics train on and like warm up on. It just seems weird. It'd be like it'd be like if someone's dream was to be a trampoline gymnast and they're there, or trampolinist, and they're there at the Olympics and they're going for gold, or they're just happy to be at the Olympics. I think that's awesome. However a person could get to the Olympics, totally cool. Go for it. But like, it'd be like if like, I don't think is golf an Olympic sport? I don't know if golf is an Olympic sport, but if golf were an Olympic sport, it'd be like if putting, like where not even like mini golf, like holy moly, which I think should be an Olympic sport. I love holy moly, but like, I mean, I don't know. It just seems weird that like the warm up and the practice portion is now part of the event itself. Sean Marshall says golf is in the Olympics this year. I don't know if I can't remember if I've heard of it, that it's in there or not. I'm not sure, but yeah. Daniel M says if shoe reviews were an Olympic sport, you definitely make the team. I think that like my best shot is some sort of weird. Well, I mean, like we were talking about modern pentathlon yesterday. It's got a weird combination of sports. So I feel like if we could make a new modern pentathlon, I saw on Twitter yesterday a joke that says from now on the triathlon shouldn't be swim, bike, run. It should be a random selection of 3 sports drawn out of a hat at the opening ceremony. I'm like, oh, that might be something that I could do. I'm never great at anything, but the more weird things you combine, the better of a chance I have it being like good overall, I think. Yeah. Oh, Jeff Lee says Heather fell from GTN medal in the modern pentathlon. Really? The woman that's always on there? I don't know her name. I know there's like the tall, skinny guy. There's the guy that talks really funny, and then there's the woman. So the woman, I don't know any of their names. I've been watching so many of the videos, but yeah, that's crazy. Daniel says that sounds so fun. Hat and draw triathlon. I mean, like if I had a summer camp, that's what I would. I mean, I feel like I'm more interested in like a summer camp Olympics at this point than not more than the real Olympics, but like I'm very excited about a summer camp style Olympics rather than like the Olympics are cool, but like I'm very excited. And Jeff Elliott confirms, yeah, she is the main woman for GTN, and David Collins says she's silvered. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Very cool. Very cool. Learning so much today in today's trivia. All right. Let's go to question number 3. This one's got some easy ones in it, I think, and some hard ones in it. So we're going to go back to not an Olympic event, and then let me put in my A, B's, and C's here. So, and for this one, the theme is beach. So which of these is not an Olympic event? Not an Olympic event. Beach volleyball, beach handball, or beach football? Which of these? Soccer for the Americans here. Which of those is not an Olympic event? That means that 2 of these 3 are. So that's like the weird thing. Kyle Patton says, my friend asked me why it's swim, bike, run. And I said, well, watching some fall because they're tired is sad, but watching them drown is worse. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about it the other day that I would much prefer to have the swim at the end. But I'm like, it's probably not as exciting from like a finish line perspective, but also definitely could be more dangerous. And Adam Pierce says the modern pentathlon comes from the military, like other historic sports. That makes sense, like kind of like a wrestling, I guess. All right, so Andrew Bosick says, you seem to think highly of the Nova Blast. Excited to review the Rebel version 2 if that day comes. That day will come soon. I think I might order a pair. I think I need some, I don't need some new shoes, but like I've been running like the same 4 shoes over and over. So like I need to change up the rotation. All right, so we got some answers here. Andrew Hurley says beach football. Martha also says beach football. Vincent says C. Yeah, man, I couldn't fool you guys with that one. You guys all got it right. The beach football is not a real event. Runner Dre and Cal White says beach handball. Beach handball isn't. And here's where I got tricky. I think there's a thing called Youth Olympics, which I didn't know. Youth Olympic Games. I think it's only an event there. All the pictures that I was able to find were from Youth Olympic Games. But beach volleyball certainly is an Olympic sport. Beach handball, at least, is the Youth Olympic Games sport. So I counted it there. Got a little tricky because I wanted to do a beach theme. So that was like probably my downfall on that one. But at least I didn't confuse anyone too much because most of you guys got the beach football. David Count says competitive eating is not an Olympic event yet. Well, maybe the next time it comes to the U.S., we can make a application for it. All right. Mika Kataya says, I had to drop the Nova Vest from the rotation. It's far too unstable for many, many times. Broken feet. I could see that. And Benny says the Norway beach volleyball team were fine for wearing shorts instead of bikini bottoms. Yeah, well, I saw that it was it Pink, the artist Pink, the musician, the singer, what do we call her, Pink? She has offered to pay all their fines, which I was like, oh, good for her. That's a weird place to put a stand, but awesome. Good for her. I love it. And Kevin Bickerton says Paris will have beach handball. So that maybe the Youth Olympic Games was kind of like the teaser for it. Very cool. And Daniel Lamb says USA would dominate eating. You know, I think maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't. I'm not sure. And Rain Runner says the dress code for female athletes is ridiculous. I agree. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the first time I ever encountered something like that was in high school, because in high school for the track team, the girls had to wear the buns, and all the girls were like, we are not wearing this. And the boys were like, what we're wearing is not much better. And they're like, really? And we're like, never mind, sorry. So I think that eventually, like our high school track team, if I remember correctly, I don't remember the girls ever wearing them unless they wanted to. So something changed. So that was back in 97. So, but like, yeah, I mean, that disparity has been weird for a long time. John Marshall says, paying the fine for the Norwegian beach volleyball team may put her finances in the red, but may put Pink's finances in the red with a rim shot there. All right. Yeah. And it says that one female athlete got picked up for short shorts and Norway for not short enough. Yeah, it's just a strange rule that they would insist on that. Because it's like, if that's what they pick for the uniform, and as long as it's like, as far as I know, they weren't like, well, they picked a different brand than like the Team Norway sponsor or something. It wasn't like a sponsor issue. It just wasn't short enough for beach volleyball, which I was like, that's pretty dumb. But hopefully that will be taken care of for them. All right, let's get to question number 4 for today. I got to do another copy paste here. Action. A, B. All right, we're going to go with which one is. 2 of these are not Olympic events, and 1 of them is. Which one is the Olympic event? A, badminton, B, lacrosse, C, ultimate frisbee. I feel like this will either be really easy for you guys or it could be really tough. One of the 2. All right. Daniel M says, as far as there were a competitive eating competition, he says he's been prepping with taco pizzas for 4 years. He's ready for it. You know what? I was driving in the car with my nephew yesterday, and we were talking about pizza. And I basically quizzed him on his preferences for local pizza. You know, I was like, do you like Happy Joe's pizza? Do you like Casey's? Casey's is like the local gas station chain, but they do a lot more. I mean, the way that, I don't know if you guys don't understand Casey's culture. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's more like the gas stations are more like kind of like the general stores in smaller towns. And so they do a lot of food. Sometimes in some towns, it's maybe like one of the only food options. But like ultimately, it came down to like, do you like taco pizza more from Happy Joe's or Casey's breakfast pizza? And he revealed to me that, you know what? I don't really eat taco pizza. And I was like, what? He's like, so I'm going to have to go with the breakfast pizza from Casey's. And I was like, oh, what? Really? They're both good. That's what makes it an interesting question. But how do you not eat taco pizza? But I guess he's 9, so maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. Maybe like the lettuce on the taco pizza throws them off. All right. So which of these is an Olympic event? Badminton, lacrosse, or ultimate frisbee? Oh, see, you guys all knew it. That one was too easy, I think. I should have picked a different one. I mean, some of you guys picked lacrosse. Lacrosse, I think, was an Olympic event. Remember, we talked about it yesterday. That's why I threw it in there. But it's not currently listed as an Olympic event. So that's why I threw it in there as kind of like the one to make it a little bit more difficult. But I also feel like ultimate frisbee, I would watch that. That'd be a fun Olympic sport. I mean, I guess I wouldn't. I mean, where would you put like where would an appropriate place for an ultimate frisbee competition be? Just like its own ultimate frisbee league, or like do you throw it in X Games, at the backyard like the summer camp Olympics? That's where it might fit, or the summer camp games, I guess you'd have to call it. But I don't know where you would put ultimate frisbee, but that'd be kind of cool. Adam says badminton is the Olympic event, but the others should be. And Andrew says badminton, a tremendous game. You know, my dad and I used to play a lot of badminton and ping pong. There was one house that we lived in that had a pretty small backyard, but plenty of space for a badminton net. And then also the basement had a ping pong table in it when we moved into the house, which we were very happy about. And for both of those sports, there were times when me and my dad would just play for like hours at a time. And like we would either come up from the basement or come in from the backyard. Like he wouldn't be, but I would be dripping with sweat because it would just get pretty intense. So I have good memories of both of those sports. But yeah. All right. Vincent Venier says, I love to play foot golf. What's that? Like soccer and golf put together? Oh. Duke BB22 says Casey's, it's an Iowa thing. Is there not Casey's in other states? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Daniel M. Loose meat sandwich for the win. That's an Iowa statement for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Kyle says in Texas, the best donut shops are attached to gas stations. I believe that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Let's get to question number 5. We're on question number 5 already. Let me grab that one. And maybe these are too easy, but we'll see. All right, we're going to go back to not an Olympic event. 2 of these are Olympic events. 1 is not. Which one is not an Olympic event? A, highlight. B, 2-person dinghy. C, roller speed skating. Which of these is not an Olympic event? Mark Ingham says, I just joined at the loose meat part. I'm not going to ask. Oh, well. It's what I don't know why they call it a loose meat sandwich. It's a generic term for either a made right or a sloppy Joe around here. Although around here, people don't really call them sloppy Joes. In Iowa, they call them made rights. It's a long story. We made rights last year during a Monday mukbang. All right. Let's see some answers to the question. Which is not the Olympic event? Rain Runner says A, highlight. Frank also voting for highlight not being the event. Martha says the 2-person dinghy is not an Olympic event. Same with Vincent. Oh man, you guys came in really nicely. A, B, and C. And then C, Daniel M says roller skating. And Nolan Park says roller skate as well. And then there's a whole bunch of votes all over the place. But I think a lot of you people that voted did get it correct. Although there are a lot of different answers kind of out there. But the correct answer is highlight. Highlight is not an Olympic event. 2-person dinghy is a sailing event. I didn't know like a dinghy was like a real boat term, but apparently it is. Kind of like poop deck. Is there such thing as a poop deck? But there's always like swab the poop deck, you know? But like that's we think is like a real word, but I don't think that's a real nautical term. So I thought dinghy was like one of those, which is not really a nautical term, but apparently it is. There's 1-person dinghy event in sailing, and there's a 2-person dinghy event in sailing as well. There's like 10 to 12 different sailing events, which I was completely unaware of. But that is a real event. And the roller speed skating, I think that falls in the same category of the beach handball. I was only able to find images of youth Olympic Games roller speed skating, which totally sounds like a fake Olympic event, but maybe it's going to become an Olympic event. So maybe that's what the deal is. But those are the two actual Olympic events, and Highlight is not. Do people still play Highlight? I know like you can't play it in the US, I don't think anywhere. I don't think anyone plays in the US, but yeah. Frank looked it up from Wikipedia. In naval architecture, a poop deck is a deck that forms a roof of a cabin built in the rear or aft part of the superstructure of a ship. So it is a real thing. Is it a real thing? Deck that forms a roof of a cabin built in the rear. Oh, does it need to be swabbed frequently? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. Yeah, Andrew Hurley says there's tons of different running races and there's tons of different boats to sail. I mean, it makes sense. I'm just so unfamiliar with any of that territory. Mark Ingham says, as far as Highlight goes, it's a big gambling thing. Is it? All I know from Highlight is that like people don't play it in the U.S. and there is a Florida beer that's called Highlight. It's very tasty. I think it's like Big Cigar Brewing or something like that. It's out of Tampa. Delicious beer. But yeah. Jeff Ellie says, isn't it in Miami? It may be, because I think it's played in, maybe played in the Caribbean is one place where it's played. I think it might be played in South America. I'm not sure. Oh, Cigar City. Yeah, Cigar City Brewing. That's where the Highlight beer is. He says, very good stuff. It is. It's a cool brewery, too. I was there with my buddy and my running buddy, and we were at the brewery before we were heading to the airport when we were in Tampa. And the brewery is real cool. There's a brewery dog that just hangs out there. And yeah, so it was a nice vibe. And Adam Fierce says he thinks Highlights played in Vegas and Florida. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think I am says I got the no blast for $111 US, including taxes. Is a good deal. I think it's a pretty good deal. You might be able to get it. You might be able to get it cheaper depending on the color. And maybe some retailers are trying to liquidate inventory or something like that. But for the most part, I think the 111 is pretty good. I think maybe for Nova Blast 1, you might be able to get some a little bit cheaper than that, but 111 is great, I think. And Frank Lilly says, Highlight used to be in the opening credits of Miami Vice. That's awesome. Charles Ventura says, just ordered some Path Project shorts. Excited. That's cool. They are good, very good shorts. JC says, I believe Highlight is the fastest moving game piece of all sports. That's my understanding too, is that's why a lot of people don't play it. It's very dangerous because of the speed, but it goes faster than a golf ball. I'd be surprised, but I mean, I do remember hearing that like it just goes super fast. All right. Let's see. Let's get to the bonus for today real quick. Because you guys have already been kind of talking about it already. So here's a bonus question for today. And, you can throw in one that's not in the list here. But yesterday we talked about like which event isn't in the Olympics but should be. A lot of people talked about half marathon. Some people talked about trail ultras, which I all think are great answers because I was watching mountain biking, which I didn't realize was an Olympic sport until yesterday. But here's some other options of which, for the bonus question, which is not an Olympic event but should be. Darts, like regular, like old darts, like playing cricket darts or 301 or whatever you want to play in darts. Like, should that be an Olympic sport? Should cricket, the sport of cricket, be an Olympic sport? Although that would, some of the games can last a long time, or matches, I don't know what they're called, can last a long time. Maybe that would make it difficult to fit into an Olympic schedule to do that. Or should disc golf be an Olympic sport? What do you guys think? Or if you got one that's even better, let me know what you guys think. Kevin Bickerton says, I feel like all the Brits will say darts, but they may be torn and maybe they'll pick cricket as well. But for me, like disc golf, I think seeing disc golf would be pretty cool as an Olympic sport. Yeah, just I think it would be amazing. Then maybe, yeah, we could see them like walking around with like their bag and they're like, I think the driver's right, and like fumbling through their bag for which like disc to pull out, and then amazing. Terry Furlong definitely wants cricket as an Olympic sport. Sean Marshall wants disc golf. Vincent also wants the disc. What was B? B was cricket. Oh, okay, cricket. A, darts. B, cricket. And C, disc golf. Alex wants ultimate frisbee. Yeah. I think ultimate frisbee would be a good one as well. And Ray the Solars, the happy jogger, says, if there's guns, then the darts make sense. I think the darts make sense too. Mark Ingham says, I like disc golf as an idea, but I think cricket has international appeal. Yeah, I think cricket would have huge international appeal because, they don't play it in the U.S., but everywhere else they play it. So, I think that's where it would really make a lot of sense to me. Terry Furlong says, according to Wikipedia, the only time it has been played was at the 1900 Summer Olympics, with only a men's contest when Great Britain won the gold medal. Ooh, interesting. I have a lot of other trivia to look forward to next week. I have so many other fun facts that I picked up researching this week's, but they couldn't fit them neatly into a trivia question, and not in the format that I had today anyway. So I have lots of other trivia too, but I'll save that for next week. But yeah. Martha thinks there should be a tea ceremony in the Olympics. I guess there's lots of events where it's just based on judging. And Thomasville says a road half marathon where a rabid terrier chases you down. So the opposite of a rabbit. Instead of you chasing the rabbit, something would be chasing you. Oh, yeah. I think Am says cricket. People are crazy here in India. It doesn't need another platform. No for cricket. Oh man. And Ozenfon Baxter says cricket is only a Commonwealth thing. Oh, is that what it is? So it's only in what is that Commonwealth? Oh, in the Commonwealth countries. Oh, it's not anywhere else in Asia. I thought it was popular just in a lot of other countries. And Frank is coming in on that too. Everywhere else, I think it's only former British colonies that have cricket. Oh, so maybe not cricket. Maybe not cricket. Interesting. Benny says a track elimination race would be great. I think that'd be great too. I also just think some of the weird events that we saw, or weird records that we saw people try to break during the pandemic, I feel like those could be events as well. I just would like to see more distance runners in the Olympics, but we saw didn't the women's 1 hour and the men's, did Mo Farah go for the men? Did he break the 1 hour men's running for an hour record? I think that's pretty cool. I'm familiar with there's 24 hours running from the ultra perspective, but the hour, a power hour, I think would be pretty awesome. Yeah, Adam says if they can do mixed relays, they can do elimination. I agree. Regan Deegan says competitive hide and seek would be amazing. Have you ever seen there's competitive tag leagues? I only know about this because there was a Aussie Man Review. Is that what it's called? Aussie Man Reviews. He did a thing about it. He narrated, he commentated a competitive tag competition, and it was kind of fun to watch that. Andrew Bossi says, how soft are the Nova Blast? Because I might wait till you review the Rebel 2 to buy a shoe. Is that a good idea? The Nova Blast 2 are pretty soft. That's one of the things I like them. They're nice and cushy. But I would say if you need a shoe, the Nova Blast is going to treat you really good. I haven't reviewed the Rebel 2 yet. Hopefully it'll be soon. That's just, I don't remember. Was someone supposed to send that to? I thought someone was supposed to send that to me. I have to check. What's at home. I haven't been at home in a while, so maybe some packages came, but I feel like I wasn't expecting any packages while I was gone. So we'll see tomorrow, and then maybe I'll order some more shoes. All right. Mark Ingham says the competitive tag games are cool. They're all parkour experts. That makes sense, right? That'd be cool. That would be cool. Adam Pierce says the ultra would be a road 100 kilometers on a 10 laps of a 10-kilometer course. There is a world championships for that. See, I think that the laps makes a lot of sense because it's easier to watch. It's miserable for the athletes, but I think that would work. David Collins says trail running or sky running would be cool. I think it would be, but I think that makes it harder for some locations to be able, if LA hosted the games, where would they do that? They'd have to go all the way up to I guess maybe they to do sky running, right? I mean, they'd have to go all the way up to like Northern California for that, a couple hundred miles away. But I guess, I mean, they're doing the marathon in Sapporo. So like, it wouldn't be unheard of to take some athletes really far away, but I think that might make it harder. But I do think that would be cool to get like an international like spotlight on some of those sports, especially trail running though. Yeah. FOD, what's going on, Andy? He says, well done, steeple race the other day. It looked great fun. It was a lot of fun. Andy, I think you'd be really good at a steeplechase. You're tall, you got the long legs. It'd be the barriers would be no problem for you. I think you could really clean up. That would be fun. Benny says, track cycling and elimination rounds in the velodrome is one of the most entertaining things to watch. Is that a thing? I have no idea. Like, I didn't know that there was all these cycling events in the Olympics either. I mean, I guess I don't really like pay a lot of attention to the cycling world. I was thinking about it today a little bit more of like, well, if I were to do more triathlons other than just this one, which I don't know if I'll do just the one. Maybe I'll do more. I'm not sure. But I feel like cycling is hard because there's just that constant fear of getting hit by a car in my mind, or falling and crashing. And so like, I would probably want to spend most of my time just on Zwift on an indoor trainer, and then swimming inside. And then for a little bit before the event, actually be outside and practice some of that stuff. But I mean, that's kind of like my knowledge of like the cycling world is like, I understand that a thing called Tour de France exists. And I've been watching some triathletes on YouTube. That's about as much as I know. And Kyle says the Olympics is a big deal for cyclists, especially in the track. Oh. And Kyle says there are Zwift professionals. I've heard of that, and like Zwift racing and stuff. And that's peculiar, but I think it's also really cool. And Adam says if LA hosted, they are hosting in 2028. Oh, they could do it if there was skyrunning in the San Gabriel or Santa Monica Mountains. I guess I don't know where the San Gabriels are. The Santa Monica is pretty close, right? Oh, Alex says there's a lot more. Santa Rosa, Backbone Trail, all close to LA, Mount Baldy, San Bernardino, Mountain Range. Those would be really good trails. But like, is that skyrunning material? I'm not sure. I don't want to judge. I don't know any of these trails. Matthew Cunningham wants to know, is there a sport of skydiving? I feel like they should do the sport of skydiving as the opening ceremony, so people are diving in to the opening ceremonies. That'd be cool. And David Cowan says, they call it the Tokyo Games, but the events are all over the country, really. Yeah, I suppose they do spread them out quite a bit. Someone was telling me about in Atlanta, like the kayaking was really far away or something like that. Thomasville said the women's road cycling event was great, and the winner had such a lead that the second place finisher thought she won. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. It's really crazy. Alexander says, I wonder why they don't have different distances for the triathlon. Why not have a 70.3 or the Ironman distance? I really don't know. I mean, it's a relatively new Olympic sport, right? So maybe it takes some time to develop. But like, would different athletes, are there people that specialize at different, or is it like, I guess in swimming, it's like some swimmers are dominant. And so like one swimmer wins a bunch of events. But like, would there be different athletes that would be then eligible to compete? I suppose there would be. I don't know enough about the triathlon space to speak intelligently on that. But it's a good question. Maybe as the sport becomes more popular. But the ultimate thing that I want to know is, do they ever take events away from the Olympics? Not that they should take away triathlon, but like maybe some of the shooting events, maybe just trap or ski, but not both. Again, I'm not trying to take stuff away, but it seems like there's a lot of events. Slow Roll says, I just hope that they never introduce video games into the Olympics. I can see it already, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Like at some of the team games, I could see it happening. Yeah, I don't. What does the doping control look like for that? That would be. I guess they said the same thing when snowboarding and skateboarding became events too. But yeah, Crazy. Frank wants to know, when am I getting a bike? Hopefully soon. I'll know more when I get home. Maybe there will be a bike there for me or not. I don't know. If there isn't, then I'm going to go to, then I know that, well, whatever I was thinking might work out didn't work out. And so then I'll go to the local bike shop and see whatever bike I can procure in the short amount of time that I have left. So that's kind of like the main thing I'm thinking about. Yeah, so I got to buy a bike. I think I likely have to buy a bike, and then I got to buy a bike rack. Now we got the hitch installed on the car, so I'm going to get one of those hitch mounted bike racks. So, yeah, that's where we're going to go. Kyle Patton says he thinks that esports will be a great addition. You know what I think they should do for esports is like if they did like Duck Hunt, but like the little thing on Nintendo, like if that was like the esports, like electronic versions of the real sports. So for example, like you'd have to get on the Nintendo, that pad, and jump on it and like run on it to run. Do you guys ever do that? The power pad on Nintendo and play track and field? Because then you have to run, and there was a hurdle event too. So you would run and you would put your feet on the pad. These are your feet, imagine, and then you would have to jump and then run some more to do the hurdling properly. Did anyone ever do that? I did that. It was fun. It was super fun. James Elmer says, is BMX racing still in the Summer Olympics? Is it? I don't know. Did you guys see the footage? There was some sort of like bicycle cross, right? So it was like on a like kind of like a motorcycle track or like a dirt bike track, but with bicycles. And an official was crossing the course for some reason and like slammed into one of the competitors. It's crazy to see. Regan Dugan says, if esports becomes a thing, I want doubles Dance Dance Revolution. Like, yeah, I mean, I know like when people think esports, they're thinking like there's like the team sports, there's the team games. I don't even know what games people play in those, but there's the team ones that I know that there's quite a bit of talent and practice and strategy and investment that goes into that. So not trying to take away and say that like, you know, it's just people sitting down and like playing video games, whatever. It's a real talent and skill. But like, if I were to pick video games, if I were to put esports, Dance Dance Revolution would certainly be it. Maybe some sort of Minecraft or Roblox. Yeah, Tetris would certainly be in there. Trying to think of what else where I would play. I don't know. I think that I would pick weirdly weird games. David Collins says he thinks BMX is in, and it's a 12 and under age limit, I think. That's funny. But I know that like I thought that they were really starting to put some age limits on some of the Olympians, but like for skateboarding, like the winners, the podium was like 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. So yeah. Danielle, so this is for the new triathlon. Dance Dance Revolution, Duck Hunt, and pole vault. Perfect sport. That'd be funny. All right. Mark Ingham says the official esport Olympic license games are Gran Turismo. I love Gran Turismo. E-baseball, really? Swift, a rowing simulator, and a sailing simulator. That's an interesting list. David Callan wants Carnival Sports skee ball. Oh man, that'd be funny. Or then you have to put like a ring toss where there's a bunch of bottles and you got the ring on the top of the bottle. It'd be fun. Amir Sofian says, I love listening to the live streams when I run. Thanks for the daily uploads and awesome content. Well, thanks so much, Amir. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. Oh, Daniel M says Olympic Rocket League. That would certainly be. Aren't there are already Rocket League tournaments, right? So I mean, I feel like that would be a natural fit. That's kind of a fun one too. It's a weird game if you think about what you're asking to do, but it's weird. But all right, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks everyone for playing along for Olympic Games inspired trivia. Hopefully that's not some sort of copyright violation for me to say the word Olympic. But thanks for playing trivia for today, everybody. Tomorrow's video, I'll put up what I was intending to put up for today. Again, the day got away from me today, but we'll get that video tomorrow. It'll be a pretty short one, I think. And then we'll do another live stream, same time today. We'll do another one tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.